connecting. Okay, should be live. Hi guys, I'm just gonna bring this up on my channel if I can. Should be somewhere. Let's see. I'm trying to find where the live stream is so I can chat with you guys. You know what, I'll just take it from my Twitter link. Oh wait, that has not posted yet. I'm in the car because it's quieter in here and there's stuff going on in the house. So there we go. So hi guys. Hi. Hi Penguin, I see you. There's one watching now. We should get a few more people. I've scheduled the post to go up in 4 minutes. So yeah, this is just a random chill live stream. I don't know if I'm gonna do a Q&A, because I usually do Q&As, but like this is just talking to you guys, chatting. So how are you guys? I haven't done any recording today, but I'm working on Gravity Wall for tomorrow, and that's coming along nicely. I did a little bit of work on it last night, and I'm also recording an original song today, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a crazy week. I've got the album to do, which the poll just came through on that. So the official release date is going to be August 16th, and the pre-order will go up August 9th, or if there's like a day or so in between, like a little bit early, a little bit late, depending on what happens with the cover license. We got 2 watching now. Hi, second person. It might be me, I don't know. So yeah. When I'm referring to Gravity Wall, I know I did the cover already. That was the TV size version. But I'm doing the full version now, which is just same vocals and everything as before. I'm just like copying things, re-recording things, adding in the new pieces, finishing the instrumental. So it's the same song, same vocals, it's just longer. So that'll be tomorrow. I don't know whether I'm gonna film or not for that. I got a little bit of root stuff happening up there that I have to take care of this week before I leave for Animathon next week. So, and who knows, maybe in Edmonton I will be sporting lavender tips. I have the dye, just need to find time to do it. So, time is one of those things as a creator that you just never have enough of. So I see we got a couple more people in the chat. Try to have fun at Animathon. I will. I'm doing a panel. If there's anybody who's watching this back or tuned in live at the convention, I will be doing a panel. I believe it's at 2:30 on the Saturday. I'm a guest with Triple S League for the How to YouTube panel. So it'll be in the schedules. You'll see it. If you go to the fan panels page and do a search for my name, you'll find the panel because I'm in the description. So that'll be fun. It's the first panel I've ever given, so I'm happy that I'm only a guest and not doing it all by myself, because that would be... I don't even know where I'd start. But hopefully this just gets me used to things, and at some point I'm able to actually give a panel myself at one of these things, so we'll see how that goes. That's gonna be crazy for me because it's in the middle of Take the Stage. I think I have an idea of what I'm doing for that now. Because the originals haven't gone through fast enough, I'm not gonna ask them about that, so I'm just gonna go with History Maker from Yuri on Ice for Take the Stage. Yeah. Hopefully somebody records it, because I won't be there. I'll see what I can get. I'll ask Triple S League if maybe I can set up a camera or something, or my phone. And even if I get just a few clips, I'll be uploading them to the second channel if I'm able to record. I included a few clips from last year's panel in my vlogs on the main channel. That was before I started this channel, so some of my older work's on there for vlogs and live streams and stuff. It's all linked on this channel in the vlogs playlist, live streams playlists. So you can check out last year's if you want to. I'm going to try and do some similar things with that for this year. So you guys on the second channel here will get to see lots of things going on with that. I'm going to be doing some editing tonight, so tomorrow the Laser Quest vlog should go up. I'm going to see how well I can get that together. Fan Expo will be shortly after, and I'm going to be filming a couple of little videos just showing you like what's in my suitcase for Animathon, and I guess I'll do the Fan Expo haul anyway, because I never showed you guys what I got back in, what was it, May? Yeah, May. The beginning of May for Fan Expo. So, we should have a tweet out now on the live stream. I can't wait for next year. Next year I'm not going to Animathon because I will be in LA about a month before Animathon happens, so my budget's gonna be shot from that. I'll be at Anime Expo next year. I booked my ticket already. Just need to sort out flights and everything, and well, I still don't have a passport. So I need to get that in place because this is going to be my first time out of the country. I'm Canadian, for those who didn't know. So, I'm just looking at the chat here. This is a bit of a random live stream. You'll notice it doesn't have my chat on the, I believe it's usually this side. I don't know if my phone's reversing the picture here. Doesn't look like it, because I can see it on the screen here. I have my iPad, so that's how I'm reading you guys' chat. My phone does not do this. I have an app that lets me stream from my phone. So this is the first time you're actually seeing footage from my iPhone SE. So that's my front-facing camera too, so it's the bad camera. The good one's on the back. So, which is 12 megapixels. Same thing I've had for the last 3 phones, sorry. Actually, did the S2 have? No, I think it's just the last, yeah, the last 3 phones, because this one, the Nexus and the Galaxy S4. So, what else can I talk about here? Again, this is a random live stream. I have it marked in on my calendar as a YOLO live stream. It's just like something that I just, hey, I got a little bit of free time. I'm taking a break. Let's do this. So, I'm thinking I might just help to get a little bit of extra content on the channel. Interact with you guys a little bit more. Especially since I've been away from the Discord lately. Which, by the way, if you're not on the Discord, the link is in the description below. So, yeah. There's that. I should probably ask, like, what kinds of things would you like to see on this channel? Do you like the live streams like this? I know I've been, falling behind on the vlogs quite a bit, so if you want to see those, they are coming, but like, let me know if you'd like to see more of that, or more games, like what I did with Google Feud. Apparently I have a like on the Twitter post. I can see it coming in on my phone, and it's super weird, because I'm basically staring at myself right now, and there's, like, notification. When I get to see them, your live streams are pretty great. Hi! Hi! Yeah. So, we're about 9 minutes into this. I think I'll probably only do like maybe 20 minutes, an hour if I feel like it, but depends on like where the conversation goes and stuff. I can read the chat, so. Creepy. What's creepy? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh my gosh, this licensing scenario with You're the Key is just driving me insane. Because it's been in for 3 weeks. It failed like the first week. And they're saying, we can't find this song. Or, did you mean The Key from Kingdom Hearts? And I'm like, no, that's a different song. So I contacted Sounddrop, and I had them put it through again. So, oh, that's fine, that's fine. This is just a chill stream. I plan on doing these, like, randomly. I may even do one in Edmonton. We'll see. Depends on how my data holds for that. It'll be resetting, like, tomorrow. So I should have enough data to do a live stream from Edmonton on my phone. I just need my iPad and my phone as a combo because I can't read your comments from the app that I'm using. So, but yeah, the licensing is driving me nuts. Because, yeah, after it failed, I had them put it through again, and it's taken 2 weeks from when I put it through again. And they're not clearing it until Friday at latest. And it's all because the copyrights in the UK. You Are the Key was originally by Remake, which is a band in the UK who does, like, anime, video game-themed originals, and I guess they do some covers now, too. I didn't realize they had a new channel, so I had to change that in the description to my video for my cover review or the key. Once that licenses, though, the album can go up for pre-order, so I'm like just as anxious as you guys about it because I want it to go up. I want it to, like, be out there. I want people to be like, oh my gosh, it's for pre-order. I can't wait, because I can't wait to share it with you guys. So, and it's just like I have to hold everything back right now. I can't, like, I have the previews, that's it. And I'm like, I want to share the entire song with you guys, and it's crazy. And I know you guys, like, I'm doing the radio streams, but at the same time, I know you guys can't buy it. I know you guys can't listen to it, other than, like, requesting it on the stream. And, like, I don't know, that bugs me a little bit, that I can't make it available yet. So, yeah. Licensing is a headache. What I've been doing recently, actually, and this is going to cost me a little bit more money in the long run, is I've been using DistroKid to get the songs that I've been doing recently, like Dakara Hitoyu Janai. What was the one before that? I did something just like this through DistroKid as well. But yeah, all of those are through DistroKid right now, and what I'm going to do is at the end of the year, anything that I don't really want to be paying $12 a year for, where it gets too expensive for that, I'm going to transfer it over to Sounddrop. So this way, it's like I'm using Sounddrop, but for the first year, I have it through DistroKid just so it goes out immediately. So, yeah, I know how it feels with the pain trying to get the standard material rights, which includes copyrights, or I cannot get the money as either be quick or long. Yeah, again, DistroKid, it's just like, what is it, $12.99? But that's per year. Sounddrop charges $9.99, and that's for infinity. So you pay it once, they obtain the license, it goes up, and then you've got it. Like, it won't come down unless, like, Sounddrop takes it down, which they probably won't do unless there's a problem where the original publisher can find a loophole that voids the mechanical license or something. I've seen it happen with a few people's stuff, but it's not a common thing. Like, Nate had some stuff taken down. Nate Wants to Battle. A few people did, like, sometime last year, and that was kind of scary, but overall, it's just like, once you put it up, so long as there's no problems with it, it stays up for as long as Sounddrop exists. So, as long as the distributor is there to keep it up, it stays up. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. So, yeah, I'd like to use that long-term for covers. Yeah, they do take 15%, so maybe as I grow as a channel, I'll switch more into DistroKid, see how that benefits me versus Sounddrop. But yeah, for right now, it's just like DistroKid, transfer over, because I can't afford to keep it up $12.99 a year kind of thing. So, hi, King Gamer Arthur. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, that's how it works right now. For originals, I'm mostly using DistroKid. The ones on the album are through Sounddrop, though, because I've got all these licensed covers on The Light in the Darkness. So if I put it through DistroKid, I'd have to relicense everything. Whereas Sounddrop lets me take my older covers from the singles, like Kyrie's theme, Ventus theme, the stuff I've already put up as a single, add it to the album. I pay nothing on that. I just pay for any new cover tracks that I haven't done before. Like You Are the Key, I paid $9.99 for. And then the originals are completely free. I don't pay anything on originals through them. And it's pretty much same with DistroKid, except I pay the yearly fee to get the DistroKid account. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Speaking of You Are the Key, the musician himself that collaborated with me has joined the chat. Although he won't be staying for long, apparently. So hi, Chris. But yeah, that's how licensing works. It is complicated. Copyright in general is complicated because, like, technically half the time when you see a cover video on YouTube, that's not licensed. The copyright owner can do whatever they want with it. Some of my stuff's not licensed. Most of it not for YouTube. So, like, if I put up something, even though I have the license to sell it on iTunes, the copyright owner can go and say, you can't monetize this anymore. So it's complicated. It's not easy to understand, like, overnight kind of thing. I still have things I'm learning, and I have to go through all of this because now I've got original songs, and I had to copyright those and register them. That way, if people do a cover, that information's available to the licensing agency, like Sounddrop or DistroKid. DiscoKid. Yeah, it's DistroKid, as in distribution plus kid, DistroKid. Not sponsored. I wish I could be, like, sponsored by, like, the distribution company, but I'm kind of using everybody now, so I'm not exclusive like Amanda Lee or any other artist might be at this point in time. And part of that is because they have the funds to keep it up. I can't just pick one and say, I'm using exclusively this, and just get all the benefits that I need out of it right now in my music, so. How much data do you get for your package, and how much you burn through on average? What is the car you were sitting in with doing your random live stream? I guess this is kind of turning into a Q&A. I don't know. It's random, so these will change depending on, like, maybe where I am. Anyway, to answer the question, I'm currently on a 5 gig package. I was on a 10 gig, but I decided to downgrade because looking back through my history on the My Bell app, I'm with Bell in Canada. They're a cell phone provider. Looking through the My Bell app at my history, I wasn't using any more than 5 gig. So I'm just like, I probably shouldn't be paying for this if I'm not using it. So I got 1 gig left and that rolls over tomorrow. So I'm like, whatever. Because I don't get proper Wi-Fi out here. It's just quieter in the car. And to answer the second part of that, speaking of the car, this is actually my mom's car. It's in the garage right now. So yeah, you can kind of see the garage walls back here. But yeah, people are talking in the house, things are going on in there, so I just figured I'd come out here where it's quiet. I've actually recorded in this car before. If you guys remember Song of Healing, that was actually recorded sitting right here in this car. So it's nice and quiet, nice and dead. I'm not getting a lot of reflections. I sound like I'm in a booth almost. I'm saying something to you, whatever. I'm screaming something to you, whatever, something to me. Unravel the answers, but they still mean nothing to me. Yeah, that's tomorrow, full version. So, Gravity Wall! Oh, I just love Solano stuff. I should make an album of Solano songs, because I've got what now? Elias, Reluctant Heroes, Into the Sky, Gravity Wall. That's 4 right there. I could make an EP out of that. And if I include both the TV size and the full version, that's 5 songs. That would be an EP. Geez, that car does work well for recording. It does. Like, the only problem I have is I can't move. And, like, you can probably hear if I hit the seat belts, it makes some noise, which picks up really, really well on some microphones. So you don't have that freedom of movement. What I used to do is I'd turn sideways, have the microphone on the middle piece here, and I'd be singing into it this way, because that way my body's more open and I can breathe better. That's how I recorded Song of Healing. So I just have, like, have more breath control that way. So, and you get less noise because then you can move one side of your body without making too much noise. For anybody who has access to a car who has trouble finding quiet at home and wants to get started recording, might be something to consider, because that's how I did it for the longest time. So, yeah, I agree. I've listened to Destiny's Promise for an hour straight once. Oh, wow. Yeah. That was last year's mixing, too, so that was like 2 months after I learned to master. And I had so much trouble with mixing that one because I'd never done anything like it before with, like, the full instrumental. So I make my instrumentals differently, too. So on the album, I'll go from You Are the Key. Well, I guess that one's Chris. So I'll go from You Are the Key to Kyrie's Theme, Destiny's Promise, and then I'll go to Night of Fate. And Night of Fate is, like, that was made like 2 weeks ago, the instrumental, and I'm like, the keyboard I used on Kyrie's Theme just sounds so, it doesn't have a lot of bass, like the warm sound to it, so it sounds like it's all in the high end, and then you get Night of Darkness with the cello coming in, and it's just like, whoa, it's like my ears just opened up. So, your songs are cool. When I sing, I sound like, aww. I'm sure the ability to sing is just one of those things. Like, it's not, oh, hey, you can't sing and you can sing. It's something you have to practice at. And I mean, like, some people just have an ear for it as well, which helps them. But, like, if you practice at anything and you just really get in tune with your own voice and how you need to, like, practice it to get the sound you want, you'll get somewhere with it. So, like, everybody can sing. It just takes practice, and you need to have a drive for it, like a passion for it. If you have a passion for it, you could be the worst singer in the world and get somewhere with your voice over time, just because you have the drive to keep practicing. So, people underestimate car recordings. I've only done it once, but I did an audition for the Kool-Aid Man in a car in a hotel. Yeah, it's great. Like, if you're traveling and you're driving, or if you have a rental car, this is, like, perfect if you're a voice actor. Because you can bring a mic with you, and even if you can't find a place that's, like, dead space, or doesn't have an echo or something, you can just go out to the car. I'd probably recommend sitting in the back seat because it's more open back here. Stick your mic in the middle, sit in the middle of the back seat, and just go for it. It's great. But yeah. I'll keep that in mind. I don't have a quiet house and I've been looking for a neat spot to record my ocarina. That would work for ocarina, yeah, definitely. I have one. I used it on Totoro. I could definitely imagine playing an ocarina in here, so. Using cars in silent space are good for Yeah, what car is it? I'm not sure if I want to share that because it is my mom's car. I'm not going to give a year, but it's a Pontiac Grand Prix. So, yeah. Definitely. Your voice is soothing for me. Thank you. I'm not exactly warmed up right now. So this is just like me after I've been out of bed for like 4 hours. But yeah. Normally when I'm warmed up a little bit more, you'll get maybe a little bit more warmth in my voice, and I won't be as much in this low end. I'll kind of switch into a little bit of high end here because I'm more warmed up in the high end. I'll be able to talk like this, like I would when I'm on my radio stream. It's like, you're watching my radio stream. So I kind of go into like vocal fry and shit. I kind of go into vocal fry and everything down here when I'm not as warmed up. So, how is the weather where you are? we kind of just broke the heat spell. It's pretty hot out there still, but we got a little bit of smoke, I noticed last night. Just a fine mist of it. Sometimes we get smoke in town here because fires, grass fires, just outside the city, the smoke will come in with the wind. So, next Terra cover, drive the cars. There are people who do car covers. I don't know if I ever do that. The setup I'm using right now for the live stream would not last through driving this thing. The phone would fall over because I've just got it like propped up in the dash somewhere. You'd need an actual mount to do that. So, alright. Bye, Chris. Bye, Chris. I don't know why I said that twice. You should do an initial D cover in the car. I've never heard any of these, honestly. So I don't know what they sound like. Have you heard any of the songs from Stardew Valley soundtrack? I'm not sure if all of them are your style, but some of the melodies are really nice, like Nocturne of Ice. I have not heard the Stardew Valley soundtrack. I've seen Stardew Valley on Steam, and I kind of want the game, but I haven't really looked at the soundtrack a lot, so yeah, I don't know what I'd do there. Let's see. I'm just gonna go out of the comments for a second here to bring up my calendar, if it's on here. It is not, so I guess I need to install Google Calendar now. I'll be flipping back and forth with the comments while I do that. Because I kind of want to give you guys a sneak peek into what I'm working on now. And how that fits with Animathon. Because last year was crazy. I was working on Unravel and Crystalline at the same time. Because Crystalline went up literally the Tuesday morning I got back from Animathon last year. So I need to be just as prepared, but like there's more to work on, even though it doesn't feel like it. So I've got filming to do for my original. I've got recording to do for my original, heck. Yeah. I've got just like a bunch of filming and recording to do. I don't know. Like I'd expected, what's in on my calendar right now is Power of the Heart to go up while I'm in Edmonton, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to film it on time. So I may have to delay that a week. And figure out something else to move into that spot. That's the difficult part. Because my schedule right now is I'll lay it all out. And I'll be like, if this doesn't happen, I'm moving this up here, that over there, and this, and then I have to make sure that's recorded. And then it's just like, if I don't have that recorded, okay, where am I going to put the next radio stream? And can I do an instrumental here? And then where does the cover fit into the rest of the schedule if I add in something? So, complex scheduling here, just based on what I'm able to get done. So, I could talk forever about that game. Multiplayer's, ooh, that's cool. You know what else is coming out next year? Kingdom Hearts. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. I may try to put together a second album if I can. I don't know, this one was crazy to try and finish, because I had to go into a studio for the last 3 tracks. I tried to mix Power of the Heart myself, and I don't know, it just wasn't working. Stop bringing up notifications. Yeah, it's like the visual novel I'm playing right now. So many routes and butterfly effects. Speaking of visual novels, I'm hoping to record soon. Hopefully, for Bloody Chronicles. I don't know. I have not heard anything here. And, like, I don't know where they are. I'm kind of tracking the online thing on the website to be like, oh, hey, I'm in this chapter and that chapter. How close are they to that chapter? So, hopefully, I'll be doing that soon. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. Because I auditioned in September, I think it was. It was in around that time. I think it was one of the first things I recorded with the Focusrite. I can't remember. Yeah. I know Blood No More for Tall Tales of Memoria was one of the first things I recorded with that. Because I remember telling Jonathan, Project Trinity, that week, I know the deadline's like this Friday, but I don't have an interface to record. Mine's not working. So, can I get back to you on when I can do this? Like, maybe I can rent something. Maybe I can use what I used to use, because Zoom H4n Morning Glow is recorded with the onboard mic, and it's got an XLR interface. So I pulled that out, and I'm like, well, maybe I can go back to this. I've never used it with the Neumann before, but we'll see how this works. So I plugged it in, and I'm like, whoa, now I remember why I invested in the audio box. It was just, I couldn't set levels on it. I'm like, it's either it's too loud in my ears or too quiet in my ears. And when I managed to set it right in my ears, it's too loud recording. So I'd get a whole bunch of peaks I couldn't get rid of. And I have no idea how to fix that. How I ended up with the audio box to begin with is there's this place in town called the Imp Labs. And I used to bring my Blue Spark down there, the microphone before I got my Neumann TLM 103. And they had an M-Box 2. So I tried that out in their soundproof room. They've got a DJ pod, and like no sound goes out of there. It's just like, it's kind of like a studio room. And I just tried it out a few times in there. I'd used it for recording, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this. I like that you can set the mix levels, and it was just so much easier to use than the H4n. So I'm like, I'm getting an interface. So I went to go get an M-Box from a place called Cashopolis in town, and it didn't work with my computer, so I returned it, because they've got a 30-day return policy on it if your item doesn't work, because obviously it's like a pawn shop. It's secondhand stuff, and I think I paid maybe $60 for the audio box because it was the only other thing in the cabinet, and I'm like, you know what, maybe if the N-Box isn't working, maybe I should give this thing a try. And I ended up with the PreSonus audio box, and that lasted about almost 2 years. It was 1 year and 3/4, because I got it in January of 2015. And yeah, it went through a lot. I did a lot of recording in 2015, just playing with things, some of which I'm probably never going to post because some of it was terrible, but Rocketeer was recorded that year, actually, and I just did the video in 2016, so yeah. I just went through a lot with voiceovers, with all kinds of things, and then finally it kind of gave, it still works for some things. Like, I use it for all my instrumental work. It's currently sitting in my basement next to the piano. So all the instrumentals that you hear were interfaced with my electric piano using the audio box. And the sound you hear comes from Logic Pro 10, obviously. But that audio box is basically picking up how hard am I pressing the keys, which keys am I pressing, and it's setting a whole bunch of values in Logic Pro 10 based on what I'm putting into the music. So it's basically capturing my performance and then allowing me to use whatever instrument I want with it. So it still works for that. I'm hoping it will keep working for that until I can find something else that does the same thing. But yeah, it's no longer my microphone interface after the Focusrite, which I should put out another thank you for that, because I did fund that via GoFundMe, and just everybody who donated helped with that, along with my Lumix, because I wasn't expecting that. I added some stretch goals after the Focusrite was funded, and it's just like a few days later, I'm like, whoa, I just got the camera funded. What happened? Whoever you are, thank you. I mean, I know who it is. I checked my email and it tells me, but they donated anonymously, so I'm not gonna, like, say anything. But yeah, you know who you are. Thank you. Thank you again. Because I have gotten a lot of use out of the Focusrite and the camera over, like, the last half year now. Actually, no, almost a year now, because it's almost September again. So, it's almost been a year at this point. So, fascinating, dang. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this. I should make a video for this channel that just goes through the process. It's like, this is what goes into your favorite cover songs. This is what people like Nate Wants to Battle, Amanda Lee, they do this on a regular basis, and they have teams that help them with this too. So this is like all the behind the scenes stuff. This is what goes into it, what you have to do to come out with something that sounds like what you hear on YouTube, the end product. And it's just a process, and the more you do it, you get better at it. But yeah, there's just a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of planning, and all these little fine details. So, from equipment to planning to actually making the work and polishing it, it's a process, definitely. So yeah. Doing a behind the scenes of producing and creating on your channel can be interesting. One person army is tough like myself, but it's rewarding, and you should do it for fun. I do it for fun, and I get comments all the time like, you're working too hard. You should take some time for yourself. And I'm just like, this is time for myself. And I used to do that in high school too when I was voice acting, because Dad was just like, you shouldn't be spending your Christmas vacation doing work. You should just relax. And I'm like, but I don't want to relax. There's nothing fun about relaxing. This is fun. So like when you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work, but at the same time you realize it's work. Like, you realize you're doing something. You're not just sitting on the couch. But at the same time, you want to do it. You're driven to do it. So at the end of the week, you realize, whoa, how much work have I done this week? How much has gone into this? No wonder I'm so tired, but I didn't realize I was doing it. And like, same thing when I'm working on an instrumental, I'll look at the clock and I'm like, oh wow, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I should probably sleep. At least the instrumental's done. So thank you for doing this for us during your holidays, Jerry. You're so nice. Yeah. So like, this is my downtime. I've had things where I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a break from my music. 5 minutes later, it's like, what happened to that break I was gonna take? Oh yeah, this feels like the break. I just couldn't get it out of my head. It's just like, I'm working on a vocal. I'm working on editing a vocal. You know what, I'm gonna go grab some lunch. I put the burrito in the microwave. Come back to my computer, keep editing. Wait a minute, I had a burrito. Whoops. It's just one of those things. Not everybody gets that because people have different passions. So like, even though you may want to be in covers, like it may not, if you're not that passionate about it, I mean, you'll probably be able to do it for fun and stuff, but you'll probably not have the same kind of drive to just like push for a few songs a week, or like have that moment where it's just like, I'm editing something and I can't take a break from it, because when I do go to take a break from it, I end up back at it without even thinking about it. So, but if you like it for passion and interest, then you go for it. If you do not like it, then it's hard to do good content. Definitely, I've always said this, when you have a passion for something, you're more likely to do a better job. So like when I'm working with an instrumentalist or something, most times I just want to make sure, like, do you like the content? are you in love with this project? Like, is this something you want to do, or is this something you're doing because I'm paying you, or because I've asked you to do it, and because I'm crying to you on Facebook like, I have to get this upload done tomorrow, can you help me please? Is it something that you would actually do for your own project? Is it something that you're doing because I want to work on that, not because I want the money from that kind of thing? Like, obviously, it's cool if it's a commission, but if you have that heart in it, it's going to come out a lot better than it would otherwise. And I've seen the difference between that. Like, you can hear in some instrumentals just when there's a passion for the song, when it's something that really sparks that creativeness in the person, or when it's just like, oh, hey, I'm analyzing the instruments, and this goes here, and that goes there, and here you go. So, like, Dream of Life was one of those things. And the guy actually told me, I love this project. I want to work on this with you. And I'm just like, okay, because he loves it, I'm going to give him a shot. And that turned out amazing. Like, it's probably one of my favorite acoustic covers I've done with somebody else's backtrack. Because it's hard to find somebody who can put in that kind of emotion, who can really tie together everything that you're thinking in your head when you're coming up with the idea, but in their own way. You Are the Keys also one like that too, because like the emotion in Chris's guitar is amazing. And it's just something that I can tie together with my creative style. Like, I gave him a concept for that, and I'm like, this is what I had in mind, this is what's going through my head. Can you work with this? And then he came back to me with like a whole bunch of clips and work in progresses. And I'm like, this sounds really, really good. Like, better than what's in my head. And I'm like, I can sing to this and I want to cry. So, when you have a passion for it, it definitely does produce a lot better work. A lot better results. So, it's a beautiful thing. Remember, quality over quantity is king. Not rushing to release or produce something makes it sound good. Sometimes you're taking your time, and spacing out releases can work out. I do try to do that. Like, I'm trying to keep up with a schedule just so I don't fall behind, just so I don't fall too much in the YouTube algorithms. Which is why I'm doing instrumental uploads now, which is why I'm doing radio streams, because it's a little bit of a reprieve. And that way, if I'm like, you know what, I have an upload due tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do a good job at it in one night, then I can be like, you know what, tomorrow I'm just going to upload an instrumental upload, and then I'm going to move it over here, and then see how it goes over the next few days, kind of thing. So it's kind of a compromise. You're still putting out content, you're still giving the algorithm something to work with, but at the same time, you have the ability to take your time if you need to. And that's why I do it, because I don't want to be like, I want to upload 3 times a week, and it has to be a video, it has to be this, it has to be that, and I have to have like perfect vocals and everything, and I have like 2 days to do it. No, that's not going to be good. Something's going to die there. So just having that saying, if I need more time, I can put something out on the channel just to buy me a little bit more time to work on it, but still be giving my audience something, still be giving YouTube something to work with. Just still having something out there. It's just nice. It's one of those things that really, really works in a world where the internet is demanding that you're making constant content. So it helps, especially for a music channel. Like vloggers, you can do this like daily if you really, really put your mind to it, if you really, really put your nose to the grindstone editing and coming up with ideas for what you can do on a daily basis to vlog about. Music can take a long time to produce, and I've gotten really fast at it, but not everybody's like that. And even with me, like, I'm fast at it, and sometimes I'll still be crying in front of my computer being like, this mix is not sounding right, and I don't know what to do, and maybe I just need a break from it. I don't know. And, like, that's going to happen. It's inevitable. Especially with long-form content like music, where you're having to go through the planning process. You're having to plan out the layers. You're having to do the backtrack, the vocals, the mix, the master, the video editing. It's just one of those things. It takes time. And not everybody realizes that. And right now, YouTube's prioritizing more content instead of less content in higher quality. So if you can do both, if you can do the higher quality and still be able to get something out on the channel, you're in that perfect sweet spot, which is where I want to be. I want to be in that perfect sweet spot where I'm constantly putting out something, but I save my best work as the most important thing, as something I put out with the other stuff in between. So, just remembered you were looking for an RPG dice set a while back. Did you find them? I've actually got 2 sets now, one from Amazon, and the original one I ordered actually did come. So, I've got 2 sets. We have not played D&D in, like, ages now. We meant to get, like, a campaign going for the summer, because Steve's gone, and we can patch him through on Discord. But we never did. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Hopefully in the fall we'll figure something out. And I'll be back into D&D, and hopefully I'm ahead enough with my schedule to be able to say, hey, I can actually show up on Fridays again to hang out with friends. Yeah, what's been going on with that is there's been Fridays I'd skip because I've had so much to do. And that's common with creators. When you become a creator, you pretty much prioritize your creation, what you do over anything else. When you're running something like this, like at this point, it's a bit of a money flow for me as well. Like, this is something that's helping me pay my phone bill. It's something that's helping me save for conventions and stuff, even though it's not a lot of money. And I also am putting money into it as well to be able to make the content I do, to be able to commission instrumentals, get some help with mixes now and then, afford the software that I'm using to do the editing. So it's just important for me to be able to say, this isn't something that I can take a month off of just to go hang with friends. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, I should find some time to be with friends. And how I've done it before is I remember editing Snow Halation while I was over at Shane's. And what I'd do is I'd just like go back and forth. I'd spend my breaks with my friends and I'd be editing the rest of the time. And it's hard to balance, and every YouTube creator out there probably understands this, because most of the ones that are doing this for a living right now are in that zone where it's just like everything's about social media, everything's about videos, and like everything else comes second. And if you are serious about being a creator, that's something you kind of have to get into the mindset for, saying, you know what, maybe there's times you need to skip out time with friends, or you need to make time to sleep by saying, I'm going to give up something else to make time for the editing. So it's just balance. And with how behind I've been getting, it's been hard to balance because I'm trying to get ahead as well. And I've just gotten caught up. It's taken me 7 months to get caught up because I've been sick. I've had things go wrong. Just multitude of extra things layered on to what I'm doing in my plan. So I've just gotten caught up with my schedule. And now I just have to get a little bit ahead because I've got a convention next week. I can't afford to get behind by going to the convention, spending like 3-4 days where I can't work on anything, then coming back and realizing, oh, hey, I have like 3 things to record and I'm tired from the convention. So just get ahead so I can take that break, so I can enjoy myself and then come back, rest for a few days, and then go back into it. So it's planning. Sometimes you have to sacrifice things just because you know later on you're going to be able to get that break back. You're going to be able to do more things because you're ahead with your schedule, because you have things planned out and done. So, like, I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain it, but it's hard. D&D is popular in Europe if you're not aware. I wasn't aware, actually. Actually, I was exposed to D&D through my friends. We kind of got I don't know if we're going to carry on the Destiny campaign. We've got, like, little Lego figures or whatever that we're using for that. But we might start a new campaign, too. And what we like to do is roleplay it. So we'll, like, be playing the game, and we'll have, like, people in voices and characters. So we're kind of acting and playing the game at the same time. It's really cool. And you get, like, accents going on, and it's super fun because it's an RP and D&D at the same time. I love it. It's also great for improv, too, because you're doing everything on the fly, which is RPing in general. It's great for improv. But yeah. Back to the subject of Anime-thon. I have created a schedule on the official scheduling app. So I'll be posting that sometime next week when I'm in Edmonton. So, just so people will know where to find me. If you're going to Anime-thon or know somebody who's going to Anime-thon, or even somebody who's in the Edmonton area who you think would be interested in going to Anime-thon, let them know. My schedule will be up on my Twitter, so like you'll know where I am in Mountain Time at the convention, what I'm doing. So, is your point? Okay. Yeah, whose line is it anyway? Yeah, it's really fun. Actually, I'm going to be doing an improv thing on the Sunday at the convention next week with some friends. I can't remember the panel's called, but I'm thinking it would be a great warm-up if I get into the Take the Stage finals again. Usually I do. I don't know, like, if I will kind of thing, but if I do again, I mean, it's a possibility. If I do end up at the Take the Stage finals again, like I have the last 3 years, then I'm thinking the improv that morning would be a great warm-up just to go into the performance aspects of my song, History Maker, so I might do some choreo, I don't know. The last time I did choreography was last May for 1,000 Words, and I have not done anything with it since. So this is gonna be hard, but I'm thinking choreo might be a nice touch with a song like History Maker, just because you've got a lot of gaps in between vocals, where it's just like, na, 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 born to make history, and you're just, the vocal is just that born to make history, and you've got all this instrumental in the middle. So I'm thinking if I'm doing something physically on stage, it will help keep people engaged. So, bye, Skalderdash. Thanks for coming to the stream. But yeah, that's what I'm just thinking. It'll just help keep people engaged and give more of a performance aspect. And it'll also help my voice too if I can balance it out so I'm not losing my breath control. Because when I'm recording, you can actually kind of see I'm moving my hands, I'm moving around, and it's affecting my voice. If I'm going to go for intensity, I'll just be like, condense that energy, like take this huge burst of energy, condense it into my system, and then just be like, I'm intense right now, kind of thing. And then for bigger things, it's just like, I'll just send the energy out. And just like feel like I'm in a bigger space, able to do more, and like the movement helps orchestrate that. So commonly when I'm recording, I'll like do jumping jacks or jump up and down just to get some energy flowing through my body, a tiny little burst of adrenaline. So that way when I stand in front of the mic, I can actually put in a lot more into that performance just from getting that little burst of energy. So, and sometimes I'll even like dance around the mic, and then I'll just be like, okay, this is the part where it's starting to recording. I need to stay perfectly still, but keep that momentum going without moving. So it's something I do when I record, so I'm thinking it would help with live too, if I plan it right. So, because then I'll get that. If I'm moving, it's just like, I'll be like, I'll have a movement going on, and then I'll just be like, we were born to make history, and it'll just go into my voice, kind of thing. So, hoping I can get some things done with that. If not, it'll just be the song, and I'll probably just do some smaller movements and try to work that into my performance without full choreography. But either way, I'm going to be doing History Makers, so yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a process. That's like the performance aspect. I remember reading in a voice acting book, movement orchestrates vocal expression. I'm gonna have to like find the book now. I can't remember what it was called. It was by, what's his name? James something? I can't remember it. Looks like I'm the only one who's active. You should go see someone to record your performance of Take the Stage if you can. I might do what I did last year. I set up a camera, got it recording right before I went up, and like wrapped it around the chair. Because I've got one of those little tripods that you can like put on things. And I just left it recording while staring straight at me, like have the camera pointed straight at the stage where I was going to be. And I recorded it myself that way, and the chair was my cameraman. So I'll see if I can't do something similar. Sometimes they do record them too. But yeah, that's usually if it's a main stage event. It's not this year. Unfortunately, it hasn't been for the last... Okay, the first two I did were main stage events. Now they've moved it to the MPR room, main programming room. So this is my second year in the main programming room, which is the same room I did Orange in, which the clip is up on my main channel. So I'll be in that same room. I should be able to use a similar setup. But yeah, again, sometimes they recorded it. You can kind of see that with my performance of Hikari from 2 years ago. That was the main stage. So they recorded it that year. They didn't the year before when I did Overfly. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be recording in the main programming room either this year. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe like every second year will be like my thing where it's just like, oh hey, they're recording it. When they weren't like during my odd numbered years. It's like first year, nope. Third year, nope. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can't try and get at least a clip or something. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. I kind of want a chance to get back on the main stage. I'm kind of sad that it's in the main programming room again this year. Because I kind of want the challenge with it. What I'm trying to say is the first year that I did Take the Stage when the finals were in the main stage, what happened with that is I couldn't hear myself. The monitors were oddly placed, and like I could hear the music coming back at me, but the vocal monitoring, my voice was dead to me. I could only hear myself through my own head, and everything else was drowning that out. So I was singing deaf, basically. I had the cues from the music, but that's it. The same thing kind of happened the next year with Hikari, but it was only on my high notes, and I think that's because of the texture of my high notes. They're very, very light, so you don't have any warmth or bass tones, mid-range bass tones in the voice to be able to hear it. So what would happen is they go over the speaker system, and on my end, they completely disappear. Which if you go back over that video, that's why some of the high notes are a bit flat. I was able to put up with it because the night before that, I had practiced just with headphones on loud, not being able to hear myself as I sang the song. Because I was going from Take the Stage the previous year where I couldn't hear myself at all. So I'm just like, if that happens again, I need to be prepared for it. So I sang the entire song a few times over without being able to hear myself and recorded myself through my laptop so I could listen to the vocal back. And I did that a few times. So like, it didn't bother me that I couldn't hear my high notes. It was just hard to control them without being able to hear it. So, yeah. And I guess it caught me off guard too. I was doing the Japanese just off the top of my head. Like, this was a random thing. I didn't even expect to do Take the Stage that year. It was one of those things where I went to karaoke and people were just like, you should enter Take the Stage this year. And at the time, I think Jan was still running the Take the Stage, and he was also running karaoke. So he was just like, you should do Take the Stage. After I sang at karaoke. So I'm like, maybe. So I went back to my room that night and I was like, what can I do that I know really well? And I ended up cutting together a custom instrumental out of the official instrumental for Hikari. Recording some harmonies with my earphone mic that you see in like all my other live streams because I have my earphones in for the Discord call. And what happened is I recorded some harmonies for it in GarageBand, rendered a new instrumental, went to the preliminaries the next day and winged it. Completely winged it. I somehow got through to the finals winging it. I don't know how. Because my high notes were good. My breath control was off. And a few of my mid notes were a bit flat because I hadn't practiced it for the purpose of auditioning. So I don't know how I got through, but I did. So I'm like, that night, I was just like, okay, I know what went wrong in the preliminary performance. I know everything that went wrong. So I'm just going to sneak into this little lounge room. And I'm going to take my laptop and I'm just going to go over it. And I spent like 2 hours that night doing that. And then I went in the next day. And again, this was no prep. So I did really well considering no prep aside from that 2 hours. I messed up the Japanese in the pre-chorus. And for Kito, I managed to turn that into Ikito. And that kind of threw me because I didn't know how to go into the next word. So I picked it up as soon as I could from there. And then having that happen, it kind of threw me for the chorus a little bit, but after that I was fine. So that's where those 2 tiny little glitches in that video came from. The fact that I wasn't even expecting to do Take the Stage that year. So, and I hadn't sang that song in Japanese since I was 11, which was when no, not 11. I was 13 at the time, because I recorded one using my Mac, my PowerBook G4, really old Mac, the built-in microphone in GarageBand. I had recorded a version of that from memory, and I've had the lyrics memorized since. I just haven't sang them in how many years? So it was probably inevitable. Something was going to happen with that. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, for the rest of them, I did prepare for it. For Orange, I knew it like the back of my hand. I ran through it a few times with the harmonies to make sure everything blended. For Overfly, I was prepared. I just wasn't prepared for the live thing, because I did okay during the preliminaries, and then I was just like, okay, I can do better in the finals, and then I couldn't hear myself. So, and I think I'm getting a lot more experience too. Like, last year was probably one of my best years for it. So maybe I can top that this year, and it'll be good practice for karaoke in LA next year when I do Anime Expo. So anyway, I haven't acknowledged your comment yet from like, oh wow, that was like 5 minutes ago. Do like your Gundam Unicorn Into the Sky cover. I hope you do another cover one day from Gundam. It's a possibility. I liked that song, so I decided to do it because I'm a Sawano fan. So I really like the style Sawano uses for songs like that. It's just, it's something I can resonate with. Like, even without the vocals, the musical style is something I can resonate with. So that's why I end up doing a lot of Sawano stuff, I guess. But yeah, I'll look through some Gundam songs. Maybe I'll find something I like and I'll do another cover one day. So yeah. Anyway, we're at an hour, so that's probably good enough for a random live stream. I should probably get to work, maybe grab some lunch, I don't know. You guys got a peek into, like, what goes on behind the scenes for some of this stuff, I guess, through this live stream. I feel like I'm talking a lot. I don't know. I guess there's not a lot of viewers since it is a random live stream and, like, nobody had time to prepare for this happening. But, like, we'll see what happens with these. Like, I'll do another one, probably from Edmonton, and we'll see where it goes from there. And yeah. So I need some water. I can feel it, like, right in here. It's just like my throat's dry and I don't want to keep talking. Thanks for the random live streams. Sometimes it's better to talk. Look forward to the next Q&A on Sunday. Yeah, I'll see you guys at the Q&A on Sunday. It should be scheduled on the channel. Did I schedule it on the channel? I can't remember if I scheduled it on the channel. I can't see it on the channel on mobile, on my iPad. So I guess I'll check later and I'll make sure it's scheduled. It will be scheduled on the channel if it's not scheduled on the channel already. So I will see you guys Sunday and expect some vlogs, like, in huge hordes of videos coming out over this next week because I've got a lot of catching up to do. I'm probably going to be uploading daily for a bit. Just up until Animathon. Just getting the editing out of the way, getting the videos out, just so I can ease into a schedule for this channel. So, again, see you guys Sunday, and I'm gonna go grab some lunch, some water, and go get some work done. So, bye guys!